Hello, and welcome back to the ProDev Lab podcast. My name is Dave Deese, and today's episode is a special one because we hit a milestone. This is episode 21. When I started the podcast, my goal was simple: to share short, actionable experiments that help us all grow professionally. Now, 21 episodes later, it feels like the right time to pause, take a break, reflect, and share what I've learned along the way. In this episode, I'll give you a quick recap of some of the most powerful insights we've uncovered together. And then I'll share what's next for the ProDev Lab. So whether you've listened since episode 1, or this is the first time you've been tuning in, or the first time you are tuning in, thank you for being here. So let's dive into the lab report, what we've learned, and what's next. One of the things that kept showing up was listening. A super powerful skill and tool if you can master that, or at least I should say practice it and keep practicing. We got lots of opportunity to practice, whether it's at work or play or family, whatever it might be. Communications is a huge key in our life as well as our work and our professional growth. So how powerful it is when we slow down and really hear others. Listen to what the other person's saying. Remember, we talked a lot about not interrupting, let the other person finish, and kind of give ourselves physical cues to stop us before we interrupt. One of my favorite tricks is I will listen with my hands closed, if you will. I hate to say the word fist, but kind of keep my hands closed. And if somebody makes a point and I want to go ahead and feel like interrupting, I want to stop, and I kind of put out my index finger just to myself. I don't kind of show them I'm doing and not stopping them, but just kind of reminds me of the old days where people would put a string around their finger to remember something. So then when that person's done, I can then go ahead and maybe say my piece. Because remember, when you interrupt somebody, you've done two things. Number one, you've stopped their thought process and what they were going to say, so you never really heard everything. And second of all, you stopped listening because you are more busy getting ready to reflect or respond, or even react. So the real important thing is just to stop and listen. Another highlight for me was our discussion on micro moments of leadership. You know, those little times when you don't need the title, but you can step up and make a difference. Whether it's to defend a coworker, or give them encouragement, or take on the lead, or volunteer for something that is going to be very challenging for you. And of course, we talked about AI and technology and how it's reshaping the workplace. Not just distant future, but right now. And trying to take the fear out of it to really make it a useful tool for your professional development, your work, and your life. So what's next for the ProDev Lab? Well, I'll be diving into some new territory, like how regret can actually fuel growth instead of holding us back, and how empathy and kindness can become real strengths in the workplace, especially in today's climate. And I'll continue to bring you practical advice, insights, and reflections that I hope you can use right away in your professional journey, so you don't have to wait and see if it's going to work. I'm doing the experimenting, we're doing it together. Let's try it out and put it to work. My hope is that this podcast continues to be a lab for you, a place to experiment with new ideas, test out some new skills, and reflect on your growth. And the best part, we're just getting started. So thanks again for joining me here in the lab. My name is Dave Deese, and until next time, keep experimenting, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next chapter of the ProDev Lab. Keep in touch, leave some comments, let me know how we're doing, and if there's anything you'd like to focus on. I'm all up for feedback and for new ideas to bring to the lab.